All right, guys, we're gonna get started. Um, few things before we get started here. First thing first, homework. I would like to know, just a yes or no, if you've done all the homework from the day one, okay? And I know that we had some students who joined late, so I understand, but students who have been here before, so let's get started. Yes, yes or no?
Yes. Yes, I'm catching up on some of it still.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
How about online? If you've done it, just do a thumbs up, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes.
5. So we had some students who have not done. Okay, I cannot.
Computer is being weird, but yes, I have done it.
Okay, thank you. I really hope you guys keep working on the homework. That's so important. Second thing is, raise your hands or do a thumbs up if you're taking the April test, the real test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have you guys registered for the test? If you have not, I would do ASAP, get done for the registration. Okay? All right, good. Go and get your blue books, please. Blue 10 ACT 10. We're gonna do science. Continue with science. Page 808. I do remember that we had done some passages. So tell me, what passages have we done?
We've done 2.
Yep. 5, 7, 4, 2. So 5, 7, 2, 3. Double check that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
The only ones we have left are 1 and 3, I think.
I thought we had left with.
Oh, wait, we have 5 too.
Yeah. No, we did 5.
We did 5.
So 2 is done. Did we do 3?
Yes.
I believe so. How about 5? 7 is done. So we are left with 6, 4, 1, right? 6, 4, 1. Is that right?
I think we did 6.
We did 6? Okay, so we're left with 4 and 1. So what's going to happen today, there is going to be a shift in the plans. I'll be giving you a certain time, and you have to finish all the questions in that time. Passage 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions. You'll have 5 minutes. You will remember the strategies, directly go to the question. Don't get hung up on a question, keep moving on. Your 5 minutes starts now. Go.
808, correct?
Passage 4. Passage 4. Time's up. Is there any student who has not completed the passage? All right, I'm going to read out the answers from 17 to 22. B, J, C. G, D, H. How many got all correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. One mistake.
Me.
Okay. All right. So I'm making a small change in strategy. We tried it in that group today for the first time. Small change, but it seems to be effective. We're gonna try the same. Does anybody have any questions for me, first of all?
On number 17, I could only find the biological where it talks about the biological agents of the rock, but I couldn't find the physical as well.
Okay. Okay, based on the data in the passage,
First column, I think.
based on the data in the passage, plants contribute to which of the following types of weathering? For the physical, on the first row, it says animals burrow into the earth, moving rock fragments and sediment. Plant roots have the same effect. That's physical weathering. And then in table 3, how do you guys say it? Is it lichens or lichens?
I think it's the second way you pronounce it.
Lichens, lichens. Depending how people have pronounced it in different ways, but let's go with lichens. Lichens doesn't matter. Lichens are rich in chelating agents which trap elements of the decomposing rock, resulting in etching and growing. So, Ava, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised that being the first question of a passage because first question of the passage usually is pretty easy. Okay, not this one. You need to look for it. Okay, and I've seen people make mistake in this.
I'm sorry, but I'm not able to find the page.
We are on page 813 of the blue book.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I have a question on 19. Is there like a quicker way to do problems like this? Because it took me quite a while.
A layer of fine sediment mixed with some organic material is found surrounding a rock formation. The most likely cause for this is. Now, if I were to be you, I would actually skip this question and do the remaining, because this basically you have to know the entire passage to get to this thing. So I was reading these Rikav comments, and I actually I like the one he wrote on the 5 for English. I understand this is guess before looking, and don't be afraid to skip. So same thing here, don't be afraid to skip here, because by doing 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, you may actually, doing other questions, may find out what the answer for 19 is.
Okay.
But by trying to look for 19, you'll have to look at table 1, table 2, and table 3. Now remember why I told you why tables are not good, right? Tables are nice and cute, but they screw later because it's a convoluted way to give information. If you have not screened table 1, table 2, table 3, you will not get to the answer. If you may just guess it, that's a whole different game here. Yeah. Make sense? All right. What are we left with passage 1? Now, before we start with passage 1, I wanna tell you something. Now, this is where most likely, including majority of you here, gonna make the most mistakes. Because look at passage 1, there's no graphs, There's no tables, there's nothing, right? You strictly are going with what the author said, and you'll have to look for that finite information or definite information in it. So you have to be supremely focused, though it's the last passage and you really are tired at this point. Any lapse, this passage can be detrimental in your entire score. And I would warn you guys on this one. It can be very medium to very tough last passage. And I'd be very cautious on this. And this is a great passage for you guys to get a kick and say, oh my God, this can happen. And I'm gonna give you guys 7 minutes time. A little bit more time than usual, but I know why. 7 minutes, you have to answer all questions. Your time starts now. This is one passage, more reading needs to be done. Time's up. Passage 1, question number 1 through 7. BHC. FAH. B.
Could you please repeat the answers from 4 to 7?
Okay, I'm going to repeat all 1 through 7. BHC, FAH, B. B is in boy. Did anybody get all correct? 1. 1 wrong. Quite a bit of 1. That's pretty good though. 1 wrong is okay with this. Questions?
Number 3.
3.
If one is B,
Which question?
number 1.
Okay, 1, 3. I want to mark it down. 1, 3. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, number 3.
Okay. What I would like you guys to do, it doesn't matter whether it's 1, 3, or whatever questions you guys made mistake on. This is the strategy I'm changing, by the way. We tried it there. So now we know the answer, right? I would like you to redo your question you made mistake, okay? And see if this will help you get to the answer. And then I want to see if this strategy will start helping you how to think about an answer. Okay? If you still don't get it, I would like to do that. Okay. You have a couple more minutes on the questions you made mistakes on. So which question did you ask? 3, and what was your question? 1. Okay. Okay, now let's go back to same question number 1. Does it help you now? Why? What was the answer they had, and is your thought process matching more now?
Slightly. I think I was just confused because it was.
What was your answer for 1?
I chose D because the last part of the paragraph was talking about how he believes it will go on indefinitely, and B said it will enhance natural forces, and I felt like the technology mentioned in the paragraph didn't enhance anything, I guess.
Where does it say in the paragraph that the technology can help prevent the sun from changing indefinitely?
Well, if the technology stays the same, then human life would continue, and then his last sentence.
It says, therefore, I believe that the human life in this planet will exist. Human life will exist indefinitely.
On the planet, though.
Huh?
Not to argue with you, though, but
No. I would love to have you argue because I just don't want you to just accept, oh, sure, whatever it is. This is how it is supposed to be. I would not call it as argument. I would call it as a discussion. Okay, go ahead. Argument would be a little bad one. I'm going to argue with my teacher today.
well, because I was just, it's like on the planet, and then it's talking about in the paragraph how the technology, like the only technology mentioned is about protecting the planet, which would mean like they live forever on that planet. Which would be different if you were talking about like they move to Venus or something, but
Actually, that was the first one I said was for sure it was wrong was D when I did the question. If the interpretation of scientist one is correct, which of the following generalizations about technology is most accurate? Generalizations.
That's a good one.
Technology can help prevent this. Generalizations. Are you able to generalize that technology can help prevent the sun from changing indefinitely? Changing the sun? Okay. Yeah, actually, I took more time between B and C, and I know A and D were, I knocked it out quick. So I would add one more point here is in this strategies for science would be process of elimination. Always try to knock out answers, and you can see here, I'm gonna show you question number 7 I was doing, look at this, I was knocking out these. So that is the strategy. Always believe it. You got to knock out so that you can focus on the what can be the right answer. Okay. Now 3, do you understand now, or do you still have the
I'm
confusion?
still confused between the answers D and C.
Okay. Let's.
Because it says, another solution would be to develop technology that would stir the sun and bring new hydrogen. I picked D because it sounds like bringing new hydrogen would be increasing the amount that's
Okay.
already in the sun.
Okay. Let's see. Which of the following and
Because they both make perfect sense because it mentions the sunshade and the levels of hydrogen in the Earth's core, in the sun's core. But I saw the sunshade first, so I was like, oh, well, that's what it is or whatever. So I don't know.
and that's what, again, this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, not to just accept the explanation, be done with it. And you know what? You're gonna see throughout this class. There are many times I don't agree with the book, and I say this is what I would do. Okay, so let's see. Which of the following does scientist 1 indicate would indicate postpone the sun reaching its red giant phase? Okay. So the question is, what does it take to avoid the red giant phase? Okay. Another solution would be to I'm reading the part of the scientist 1 here, to develop technology that would stir the sun and bring new hydrogen to the sun's core. This would greatly extend the current phase that our sun is in. There is enough time and incentive to discover ways to toward the natural progress. Okay, so let's see the options here. A and B are, of course, are wrong, so we don't have to go there. Using technology to change the levels of hydrogen in the sun's core. Using technology to increase the amount of hydrogen in Earth's core.
Oh, in Earth's core. Oh, I didn't see it. Okay, that's
It says D says Earth's core, not sun's core.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Eva?
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of, and I can, honestly speaking, they will not do this in the real ACT. This is, when I did it, I had like C and D, and both had a question mark. When I was like Earth's core, I was like, okay, it's not. That's the one I actually eliminate easily then. Okay, yeah. But it does happen though. They sneak in these things. All right, good. And please, when you ask a question, you guys should come and visit the other group and you'll understand. When you ask a question, you're not challenging the instructor. You're actually helping us grow as instructors ourselves. And I would love to make a mistake so that next time I won't make the mistake and I'm better informed. So it's not high school, you're not gonna hurt some feelings. No. Of course, everything you may do, I would love to have that respectfully done. Which I've never had a problem here, by the way, because that student won't be there for a long time here. But I would love for you guys to ask questions. And science being so subjective, especially in ACT science, we had a discussion on one question like that, and I was pretty comfortable with what the book said, and they're like, Manoj, I won't agree. Sure, it was. That's where ACT looks into every question and every answer choice and makes a distinction whether it's right or wrong. If it's not, they'll throw that question out. Yeah, if it was a sun's core for the D option, then they would have to throw this question out, because then I don't know which one is correct. Is it the new hydrogen or the alteration of the hydrogen? We don't know that. Move on to test number 9 science, page number 723.
23.
723. When you guys watch the video, we also decided the order of this one, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
What is the order?
5, 6, 4, 7, 2, 3.
5, 6, 4, 7, 2, 3, 1.
5, 6, everybody write it down. 5, 6, 4, 7,
5, 6, 4, 7, 2, 3.
2, 3, 1. 2, 3, 1. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna make small change to the next because we're moving on to this one. You're gonna be doing 2 passages at the same time. Okay? And you can start seeing how important the time is gonna be. Okay? But go to passage 5, everybody. Passage 5 and 6. You can do 6 and 5 if you want, but I wouldn't. I would stick to that order, is very important. So between passage 5 and 6, you have 11 questions. All right? What's going to happen this time is I'm going to give a maximum of 9 minutes. But if you're done, what I want you guys to, if you're done, don't sit there. Go and still work on the questions and make sure you get that right. You have 9 minutes time for passage 5 and 6. But if you're done early, don't waste your time. Your time starts now. 5 and 6. Thumbs up. Question number 25 to 35. Remember, the first two passages usually are the easiest where you have to bank your points as much as possible. 25 to 35. B, J, A. J, A, H. D, G, A. H, C. Did anybody get all correct? One wrong.
I did. I got all right.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. Now, what I would like you to do on page 723, at the top, write down the mistakes you have done. So write down the question number you have made, because we're going to count the total of mistakes you've done after all the passages done, okay? So on 723, write down the question numbers you made mistakes on. Because you're going to get an idea of what your score would be. So whatever score you're going to get here, your score in ACT would be 2 to 3 points lower for this test. Okay? All right? You got to continue doing the homework. Next week will be another important class for you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good night. Bye-bye.